Greetings, Internet. I am the reincarnation of Chris Farley, and the Internet does not want me to review this little crappy book. It's The Little Book of Stress by Rohan Candappa. I think that's what it is anyway. Candappa? I think it's Greek. Rohan here is actually something of a film writer, from what I understand, but he took about a half hour out of his life to compile for you a book about all the little things in life which are kind of annoying. Cliche kind of annoying. Like squeezing the toothpaste from the middle of the tube. Like, don't we all kind of do that? I mean, you know, when you get the new tube, you just squeeze from the middle and you don't worry so much. And, you know, and in the end, you learn to find where your Herculean strength is by squeezing every last drop of toothpaste you can out of that stinking tube. Well, look. Here's a book that is supposed to make you laugh. It is a book with very little in it. Don't know if you can see this here. Very little in it. Almost nothing on every page. It is a book that, for some reason, my camera either doesn't like it or the internet doesn't like it, because this is the third damn time I've tried to film a review of this book. And either the video disappears, or my camera dies, or, I don't know, the computer eats the frickin' thing. It's like, my camera seems to hate this book more than I do. In fact, my computer seems to hate this book more than I do. I can't put it into the camera. I can't take it from the camera and put it in the computer. I don't know what is going on here. But regardless, for just under $5, this might give you some mild entertainment for about half an hour of your life. I think I bought this more than 10 years ago. I've never bothered reading through the whole thing until now because it just wasn't that interesting. It's not that interesting. It's like, hey, here's a way to stress yourself out. Always be honest. Really? What's wrong with honesty? Here's another way to stress yourself out. Always lie. Well, that's a good way to get punched in the face. If you like getting punched in the face, I guess that's a good thing to do. Me, I don't want to get punched in the face, and I don't want to be the person people want to punch in the face unless I have a good reason. So with that whole reason business in mind, I have to say that this is an annoying book. It doesn't really stress me out. It doesn't make me laugh. Were it not for the fact that I had to take someone to the doctor and was sitting in the waiting room for the half hour I needed to sit there to read this little itty bitty book on stress. Look, there's some teeth marks in it. It doesn't taste good. Anyway. A little book on stress by Rohan Candappa, or whatever his name is, gets 2 thumbs down. It's just a marketing ploy. There's almost no book to it. The whole thing could go on a mini pamphlet. I bleed the book cover red for all the trees that were slaughtered to print that dribble. What is it with this world? We can print anything we want now, so we choose to print this kind of crap. Look, I'm going to grant, I don't think digital books were a thing when that was published. I don't think they were a thing when I bought that. I remember buying little books specifically because I wanted to have a book in my pocket at all times, because I didn't have e-readers at the time. Okay, I didn't even have a cell phone back then. I know. There are people out there going, what? You can live without cell phones? Yes, I live without a cell phone for most of my life at this point. Setting that aside, we should only put good books in print. ebook everything now, which is what they do anyway. That book should have been an ebook. It should have sold for about 50 cents, because that's as much work went into it. Almost nothing. The Little Book of Stress is not stressful unless you count just how much you were gypped by being dumb enough to buy that piece of crap. I'm still going to try and sell it to the used bookstore, but that's my point. Now, in other news, I believe this is book 4 of my Project 5000. I'm not dead sure. I believe so. Counting the first volume of National Geographic, this is book 4. It's been about 2 months now. I'm not doing all that great. So I guess when you think about it, the Little Book of Stress is bringing me a little bit of stress. As I was saying, I'm Richard Neal, the reincarnation of Chris Farley. This is Random Street Theater. Behind me is my graveyard of derelict technology, and I'm going to have to go to work soon. So, good whatever time of day it is to you. Remember, stay away from little books on stress. And the internet. It is as wonderful as it is terrible. And hopefully it will mean that we don't have...